the Overlooting October speedrun recap, where first and foremost, before anything else, I just want to say that the community around Overlooting has been active and growing, and it's been exciting. So Plantim, I believe it is Plantim, created this entire sort of, it's not exactly even a spreadsheet. It's awesome. It's a resource for people to use to take a look at all the different items, to sort by whatever, and just like understand what exists in the game, the commons, the uncommons, maybe sort by a set. Here's the arcane uncommons, and so on. And also you can look at each and every single one of the masteries sorted by character. It's very cool. They're also broken out by level 1, level 2, level 3, the 3 tiers of skills. It's very cool. But that's not what we're here today to talk about. I just wanted to start off by saying community is doing a lot, and it is very, very cool. I have been very active in their chat and seeing what they're up to. And as that's happened, I've thrown in here and there a little bit to the people like, hey, if you're already doing C5, you might as well submit a run. And people have actually done that. A couple different people have submitted runs here. So sort of exciting. I'd like to go through each of these runs today over the course of the day, and we'll work our way up. So we're starting with the first run ever submitted to the challenge, and this is a 40-minute, 23-second, a run here by James or Bajuba. But here we go. All right, stop my music there, and let's take a look. And I'm just going to I'm going to chat along the way, go over what's sort of going on there. I think this one is it's a good example of that, like, if you can beat C5, you really might as well give it a try, throw in a run, and see how you can manage. Because, you know, there's not a lot of runs up there right now. It sort of sets the standard, sets a time of like, okay, you know, here's how this can go. And it's actually with a character Liz, which is a little bit crazy. Because Liz is, and for this one, I'm going to turn up my system a bit. There we go. So Liz is an interesting choice because Liz's main thing is the ability to reroll and sort of ensure you get an item that is at least of a certain quality. And generally, right, like generally you might say, okay, Shadow is going to have really good attacking and really good skills, like big potential, but maybe a little bit less well defended. And you might argue that Maximilian has the ability to revive themselves one time, and so therefore a little bit more defended. Their skills are also decent, but Liz is a character I haven't tried yet personally for speedrunning, just because it's hard for me to imagine it being terribly fast, but I was doing it on C0, where the challenge is a lot lower. So, okay, you can see straight away here, we have chosen a chest piece, a blue chest piece from the first chest. A little unusual, right? Because a blue chest piece, it's not going to help you with combat necessarily, but actually already on our way to taboo, because we have a taboo weapon max out, which is, I mean, I guess if you get a lot of it at once, maybe you do take a common taboo weapon. The damage is going to be pretty high. I mean, even if it's common and maxed out at tier 3, does actually do enough damage to help out with the boss, the initial boss, and already 3 taboo. Very unusual. I was clicking through this one. Once it was submitted, kind of, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like, taboo, really? I would never consider taboo, but I actually do think taboo is pretty strong in standard runs. And again, it being Corruption 5, having a strong build is important. As a matter of fact, like other builds I might consider for C5, like Darkthorn or Legion or whatever. Like I'm a big magic build person myself, but these builds actually could do very well. And I think with magic build, for me personally, you saw if you took a look at my C5 initial speedrun attempts, that I lost a lot of times using magic because it's just not very well defended. And I'm used to being able to get enough time to get some dodge chance from maybe Sylvan or Faye to just, okay, we just clear through anyway. I do enough damage and I dodge often enough that I can just beat the boss. In C5, it's not really as possible. Okay, and you can see here, we have a villager item. I don't know how much other runners are going to be big into villager. I was huge into villager. Like my strategy was always you start with villager along with a good weapon and carry on from there. In the next area, you probably don't need to use it, but villager lets you get so many good early weapons and early items to speed up the whole run. But I don't know if villager is even necessary. I was watching the other run as well, and villager seems a little bit less popular than I would have expected. I suppose it makes sense, right? If you could get a decent weapon, I mean, you really can get a decent weapon and get a decent secondary weapon in the first area. You could just clear through and then you get to second area. So who needs a villager item? So that's something I can learn from my own future runs. So nice to see there. Okay, are we going to get a tier 2? We are... Oh, you can't. Right, you can't until you go to the next area. I've made the same mistake enough myself. Okay, tier 2. So it looks like we're not really focused too much on the first forge. We're mostly focused on just upgrading our gear for now. I do see, okay, the Thorn Ring. A funny thing is, like, Darkthorn gets so much stronger when you have at least 2 Thorns items, but even just having one helps to get rid of barriers. So, like, for example, ordinarily, although it would be great to be able to just hit a million times, break barriers, and just do everything, destroy everyone all at once. In the early game, you just don't have that much, like, universal hit everyone ability. So having little thorns does make a big difference for those barriers enemies. And there's a few of them in the beginning. You have that character with a 15 HP and the 1 barrier. That is really just kind of a very standard enemy. And then you have the big snake, which has 1 barrier and does, I think, 8 poison, at least in C0, maybe 12 in C5. So a few different barrier enemies here. I mean, for these enemies, it's interesting. You dodge there. Dodge is... So there was a conversation had in the Discord not so long ago about the well. I've always thought of from the well, which I think they've already gotten in this run. But at the well, you're able to get a random skill boost. It could be pretty much anything. It looks like actually what they've gotten here is lifesteal. And I consider lifesteal to be probably the very best, normally, the very best option. But it doesn't apply to magic. So, you know, is it? I don't think lifesteal even applies to just magic damage, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, whether or not lifesteal is always good. And like in this case, dodge. So the character here has dodge, and because they have this thorns item, when they were attacked by an enemy, they just dodged instead. Just like, okay, dodge good, I guess, but when you can't hurt your enemies because your thorns doesn't work, maybe dodge not so good. Interesting conversation. Interesting conversation I had with the dev not long ago. Okay, winter boots. I think that's some swiftness, and I don't think winter boots have dodge. I want to say swiftness and... No, it can't be mana burst, right? Because that's usually arcane. Only really high level face stuff has mana burst. So I'm not sure what the secondary thing is on that one. Dodging with thorns just tends to waste a turn in a run. Yeah, exactly. Which is so interesting, right? So it could actually be really counterproductive. I was sort of thinking, when I think swiftness is maybe universal. I'd like to say, is there a character that doesn't do well with swiftness? Like, you could argue that Faceless struggles with swiftness. And by the way, how you doing? I don't think I've ever like asked exactly how you prefer to be called. Vocalist, maybe. Anyway, so yeah, I was thinking maybe swiftness is universally good. Is there an example? Oh, Faceless is maybe a good counterexample to that because you take more damage. But if you get a little lifesteal, Faceless usually solves itself in terms of self damage. I guess you could harm your armor with it, but still, I'd probably rather double attack with Faceless than not. So I think, and I think with the dev, they were saying like this one could have problems, like anything could have problems, like even swiftness have problems. I'm not sure if swiftness, if you got swiftness from the well, if you'd ever be like, okay, that's harming me, you know? It's just maybe not helping me that much. Anyway. So, yeah, we have lifesteal here. We have lifesteal taboo. It's kind of a weird mix of a build, to be honest, right now. We just kind of have everything. We're mainly focused on having taboo. I think there's a little bit of an urge to go for beast taboo right now, but I can't say I understand that too well. Sasquatch calls me just painted. Okay, painted. Interesting. But vocalist or... yeah, sure. Work too. Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. With overwhelming strength, it's not great to get swiftness. Overwhelming strength. Oh, with certain skills. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I'm used to focusing mostly on the build itself for stats, but there are some skills that it could apply to. Oh, and you know, swiftness isn't as good on Enrage because you're not able to, like, stack up stacks as well. Maybe. That's arguable. Because every time you attack with Enrage, you reduce the... Well, with Rage, you reduce the amount of Rage you have left. We were talking about the other day, though. So, like, Enrage here, they have 6 Enrage. Every time they get attacked, like, whether they hit or not, I think, they get 6 Rage. But, so they get attacked, like, 3 times. So it kind of does make sense for Enrage to be its own stat. Because, like, 3 enemies, they all attack you, they all hit you, let's say. And it's, like, 6, 12, 18. But it's a little confusing because, like, okay, what is Enrage? Like, I know kind of what Rage is. What does Enrage do? That's what it does. Did their head just like lower noticeably? I think this. I'm not used to ever looking at the character while I'm putting things on. Pretty much, their head just got like way like a dwarf or something. I don't know, like very way far down. You know, like Moria. Okay. Enrage, Thorns, Poisonous. Right, they're still using that weapon. Crazy. We were actually, I think we were talking about Ironclad at the time, though. Ironclad, which has Guard, which they have none of, but Guard gives you the amount of Guard that you have in barriers, which block one entire attack. A feature I think is pretty interesting in this game. I think some games have it, but usually you have armor, you have health, you have damage, but having like a invulnerability thing, it's kind of unusual, especially so early in the game. Like maybe if you're playing a game, you get that late in the game, oh, now I have this strategy where I can totally block an attack and just blast cannon destroy somebody. But in this game, it's like right away. Me being confused about how that T3 skill worked. Oh yeah, the one that when you take 30% of your HP in damage, you get all of your guard in health. All of your guard in barriers, I guess, like your guard amount in barriers. Kind of weird. Yeah, kind of a weird skill. I mean, technically, I think I asked the dev if it had to be all at once or if it could be cumulative, basically. And they said that, you know, you could take the damage over a span of time, basically. So if you had Faceless with that skill, and you had only Faceless with the 3, not the 5, you could take 2 damage a turn and be hurting enemies and still have enough guard to keep yourself alive and eventually get yourself having taken enough damage over the course of the battle to generate all those guards without ever having actually been hit. I'm pretty sure you could do that. I don't know for sure, but there's things like that in this game that I see, and I'm like, is that possible? Like, is that how that works? Am I? Yeah, it's one of the features of it that I like maybe the most. Megaloot had a whole lot of stuff like that where I was like, could this work? I mean, is this? And then I tested, and then it either does or doesn't, and I have very slow, but would be neat. Yeah, true. Yeah, you probably wouldn't even care about it outside of Endless, but it's just sort of an interesting idea. Undead Shield. Okay, that's their, they got another taboo. Not worth putting on right now. Both their things are already taboo, and they might as well be doing the damage, I suppose. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So we're just stockpiling taboo here. Upgrade the sword. Actually, something well, 2 things I was thinking about. One is I chatted a little bit, or I mentioned to you during while you were running the other day that let's see, hold on. I'll open this live split. So with live split, got it here on the screen, but it's here on the screen because actually we're no there and then move. Yeah, okay, so it's here on the screen and it's here on the screen. That's because I take it and I pull it off my screen and I leave it there. I leave it up there through OBS. I don't know how Streamlabs works, if that would work, and I'm not a big like experienced speedrunner myself, so that was just a thought for me where I'm like, okay, I can have it on the other screen and I won't even see it in my vision. I'll just be focused on my stuff and I can peek over if I want. Just because I think sometimes personally that seeing the time there actually, I think it kind of makes me, I don't know, it makes me maybe give up sooner on a run that's not doing bad or whatever. But worth considering. Maybe not that important anyway. Like if it's easy enough for you to work around, but also like, I feel like there was a game that I played at one point where clicking off the screen like really messed things up. Where like I had to move and click and whatever, and then all of a sudden I'd be clicked onto my thing. It's like, I can't move. This game's not really much like that. You really are just like you could click back off, so maybe it's not as big of a deal. Armor regen. Okay, we're looking through our T5 options. Looks like they just got a taboo and a Ronin together. I like Ronin. Ronin is better than it seems, and it's better than it was in the demo. But you know, I feel like it's probably also kind of underrepresented, you know. They re-rolled the chest. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. They've got a saltwater ring. I mean, I guess the damage amp stat is actually not too bad. Maybe better than Thorns. Would you really put it over Thorns for a taboo build? Yeah, I can't see that. I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening because the whole point is taking a little damage. But well, maybe you could. Right now they've got with 5, they got 55% chance of stunning anyone who attacks them, and so. Let's see. Honestly, if I were them, I would probably be trying to switch out this necklace for the epic Ironclad necklace, because the epic Ironclad would give them a bunch of guards, and then they can more safely work around their taboo with that. They don't have to worry so much about damage. Because they don't have, I mean, they have lifesteal and they can stun enemies, but they don't have very much armor. It's kind of a problem. Okay. And they're taking more, and they're not getting much here. Fair enough, though. Like, I think second area, you get a good mixture of rares and epics. When I was first messing around with speedrunning for the game, I would do, like, I would keep Villager as long as I could. And then over time, I was like, okay, no, instead what I'll do is I'll keep Villager through Area 1 until towards the end, and then switch off Villager entirely by the time I get into Area 2. And then I'll look for the epic Royal Sword to get me, like, really good luck, so I can find a lot of really solid items. And then once I find those items, then I can switch off of that and just do entirely attack and push through to the end. That was the original strategy. Super unnecessary. Super unnecessary, at least on C0, and probably on C5 as well. The reason it doesn't really work so well to do it that way, to go with luck and villager so much, is that by the time you're in the second area, you can just get epics. So what are you really looking for? You can't get mythics until area 3, at which point you'll get them anyway. And you really only need one mythic to do well in the first place, so you just get it from the ending chest in area 2. So there's just like, there's no incentive. No incentive to try to go for much above epic. If you had all epic gear, you could pretty much win anyway, if it's decent. But with one mythic, I mean, one mythic, one good mythic makes the world go around. Okay, air cape, yeah, nothing really there. Epic, they have the epic Thorns boots. Right now they've pushed themselves down from having 5 taboo. I think that's maybe not the best call, personally. I think the taboo is a bit important. What would I put on instead, though? I mean, I see what they're trying for, though, the Thorns. Okay. Yeah, to keep the Thorns, but the damage amp, is that worth it? Maybe that does speed them up a bit. Part of the problem right now is they just haven't found any good weaponry. Like, even maxed out, you can use maxed out rares, but yeah, like epics would boost them a lot. Pretty good run. I'm gonna have to go here. School. Yeah, hey, you got it. I'll watch yours after this one. Should be interesting. I know you had a lot of commentary in there that I was starting to listen to. I was like, I want to say this about this thing. You already know you can right click and put things on now, but at the time it was like, oh, you could do this, do that. Like, you know, not. It's a good run. You know, not to say that. It's more just like I'm interested in commentating it and chatting about it. So, anyway, have fun. Good luck with school. Okay, Forbidden Helmet. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe re-roll it. Right now you're holding onto that gosh dang ring. I don't know if it's the right call or not. The damage gain from taboo is nice. I guess they're just regular enemies. Welcome, Vetrez. Welcome. How you doing? Always good to see you. Hexblade, Subterfuge. Yeah, what is the right second skill here? Yeah, Subterfuge. It absolutely is the right skill. Nice choice. So, of their skills right now, the first ones, it's a mana leak, so they're not using magic at all. It doesn't make sense to do that. Apothecary, which gives you higher chance of re-rolling to get potions. Yeah, I don't see it either. I actually do kind of like quality control. What are you doing exactly? I am recapping the overlooting runs that people have done. Other speedruns? Yes. So I created a speedrun page. I'm running a competition for it, and people are submitting runs. This is the first run ever submitted, so it is... you know, it's not going to be as competitive as some of the other ones over time, but I think it's a good sort of like, here's an example of someone going for it. So, okay, they have quality control, and right now, and also it's interesting they went with taboo. I mean, like you can see they're holding on to 4. They'll get 5, I'm sure, soon, or switch over to 5. But anyway, they went with quality control for their first skill, which means every time you re-roll an item, you always get something of equal or greater value, so it's like equal or greater rarity. It's nice. I think I used it quite a bit when I was playing the game standard. I don't think it really helps with speed very much. Like, again, Liz is an interesting character for this reason, is when you're re-rolling multiple times in each battle, it's going to slow you a bit. Subterfuge, though, is really good because that doubles damage on when it's not your turn. So when enemies attack you, get stunned, and then take the damage from breaking the stun through taboo, all of that should be doubled by Subterfuge. Very good skill. And honestly, Subterfuge is one of the examples of an item. I think it's Subterfuge, and there's also, for Max, there's a skill. I think there's a skill for all of the characters where when it's not your turn, something happens, or like from non-attack sources, you do double damage. Is I think Max's version, and I think for let's see, for Shadow, is it advanced tactics for Max, or is there one for Shadow as well? Anyway, so like non-attack sources one, and there's Non-turn one, which is subterfuge. Maybe those are the only two. So for those ones where it's like, yeah, when it's either not your turn or when it's not your attack, those really do very well. They do well with poison. They do well with taboo effects. They do well with thorns. Like, pretty universal. Okay, what are we actually taking here? You got to take the epic ring for sure. But I may, for this one, I may skip ahead a little bit here because we've chatted about, I think, some of the basics. At this point, oh, look, there's the Regal Sword, the Luck Sword I mentioned earlier, which is something I used to work with a lot, but at this point probably have less interest in. Just because, again, like, you kind of get enough stuff as it is. Maybe C5, but still. So we skip forward a little bit. We can see here they get to the first shrine. Or I guess we know this is, I think, the second shrine in this area. And no, it is the first shrine. They upgrade their ring, which is not of the right set, but I guess the damage amp, again, the damage amp might be worth it. And then we skip over, let's keep going. We'll skip forward a bit to shrine 2 to see how things have changed. So skip there. Along the way, they're shifting over to using more Darkthorn, or better Darkthorn, I should say, maxing out a weapon from Darkthorn. This one's interesting because it gives lifesteal still, which is something that they seem to want quite a bit, considering they have 2 lifesteal weapons. Pretty well maintained that throughout the run so far. And it has a regeneration effect on the helm there, which is helpful, and a lot of thorns. I think Darkthorn legendaries are pretty competitive because they have that regeneration effect. Outside of that, I'm usually not as into them, but the regeneration is pretty powerful. Seal of the Burden is, oh my goodness, it's so strong. Take that, take that, take that. Whenever an enemy breaks free of a stun, apply 20 weakness to it, and you stun through taboo, and it itself gives you so much stun chance. Max it out, you get 35% instead of 15. How did it level up? Oh, is there like oh, this is Liz. Liz gets guaranteed leveled up items from boss rewards or boss chests. So you get automatically up from 15, I think, to, I want to say it's 23 and then 35. So 23%, yes, 20% bludgeoning chance. Lifesteal, yeah. Lifesteal, or maybe it's the way I'm pronouncing it, you know, but okay. But yeah, Lifesteal, they have 6%. Honestly, in their position, I probably just take off this weapon and put on something stronger. Because you could punch through enemies so much faster with a high damage weapon, and you'll still have your 1% because you got it from the well at the beginning. I feel like, yeah, 1 extra HP gain every time you attack is probably worth it without having to hold on to it. But they've already maxed it out, so it's a decent weapon at this point. Damage at 9 to 21, though. I don't know. You get yourself a Morning Star, I think it is, the maxed out, or the epic Ironclad weapon. That one is very strong. Necromancy ring? Oh, if only you could wear that, but you cannot. You cannot. Do not do it. Okay? I swear, you want to keep that for sure. That bludgeoning ring is really good. Yes, okay, good. And you rolled it and you got the crown. Very good, very good. Okay. Okay, we take the shield here, I'm assuming. We gotta take the shield. If not the shield, yeah, no, just take the shield. Get yourself for Darkthorn. Huge improvement. Nice. Better max HP, so you're a little more well defended, and also way better damage from regeneration countering. Okay, fantastic. We get a poison dagger here. We could, but we don't need to, yeah. I would say, honestly, in their position right now, I would just be skipping. It's one of the things that with speedrunning C0, I got more focused on, is just, like, skip rewards. Very, like, instead of, like, sometimes I'll kind of, like, hover up, and then I zip down, just skip. Because you super don't need that much now, especially with this ring. You could beat the boss. Some of the enemies up to the boss are honestly kind of more complicated than the boss itself. But this bludgeoning ring solves bosses really, really well. Okay, rolling a couple times. Hero's breastplates. I think just some blues. Let's move forward. Oh, wait, no. You've got your last skill. It's adaptability here 100% of the time. Yeah, definitely. Physical weapon. So this would be 4 extra guard. It's just huge. I think the other options. Schrodinger's cat. I never use them, so I don't think they're good. Enemy damage, you gain a barrier. Wait a second. Wait, hold on. And 5 weakness. And 5 weakness. It's just... Well, you have thorns. It's the idea that you're going to thorns kind of counter them. And because of your barriers, maybe that could work here. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I feel like having 4 extra barriers from the beginning is better in my mind, but gaining 1 barrier every time you take damage and gaining weakness, that is interesting. Wait, does damaging you have to mean damaging your health, though? Or can it mean damaging your armor? It does mean damaging your armor. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. Clover Pit or no? I think yeah, I think after this stream I'll do a Clover Pit stream as well. I'll have to make a thumbnail for it real quick, but it'll happen later. Yeah, no big deal. Easy enough to do. Honestly, okay, yeah. What do we want to be using with the shrines? Tier 3 shrines. Sorry, the shrines in the last area for Shadow, they max you up to tier 3 from tier 1, so they're insanely powerful. For every other character, it matters quite a bit to have tier 2s to be able to max into tier 3s. So we're holding on to a Bramble crown for the sake of combining and getting that without having to spend. We're going to be upgrading the ring 100% here. Ring 100% here. It's insanely powerful. Then I kind of want to see 7 build. Oh, sure, 7s with Clover Pit. Sure, yeah, I can try for it. Yeah, especially now that we had that broken build the other day. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, upgrade the ring, and then you want to upgrade. Yeah, from first shrine, you're going to hope for another Bramble Crown to upgrade this for free, and you have one more upgrade shrine, which you spend on the shield. I would say, yeah, for the extra thorns and guard. Any other better options than that? I just don't see it. Yeah, a little enrage, I suppose, is workable. Me coaching and you think, yeah, true. Yeah, it worked. It worked real well. The coaching definitely helped me get past some of my like early, like, okay, how does this work? How does that work? Like, is this the right call? That the right call? And then when we got, yeah, no, into more of the late game, it was just like, okay, throw this on, throw that on. Here's a build that could work, and then boom. Anyway, not to ramble about Clover Pit too much during the recap, but it will go well. I'm excited for 7s. Okay, so yeah, Regicide Dagger. I think people sleep on Regicide Dagger. In this case, you have to, but the damage, the poison effect from this can be really, really, really strong with the right build. Potential for it to be the fastest, I don't think so, but I think you could use Regicide Dagger to be the fastest, maybe currently. I think for the fastest overall, Magic or maybe Sylvan. Something with multi-attack is probably going to be your best bet in my mind, but very good in late game because the Clovers are crazy. I didn't understand how it worked, so yeah. Oh, sweet. Good to hear. Play Mega Bonk. I've definitely seen it around. I'd consider it. There you go. Yes, there's your Bramble Crown. There's your Bramble Crown. You max that out. We still have one more shrine. Oh, God. No. Okay, that's fine. Take the chest there, because then you can potentially get an upgrade to that for free, because everything else you're just using. But they did choose the right ring. They chose to upgrade the ring, and that's what matters. Sister Games, I think. Yeah, I think it does. I've seen no. No, you're never gonna swap off. You're never gonna swap off Taboo 5. Come on. Right now we have our build is done. We're done building. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we got to get this chest piece. It's been shown to us a couple times. It does kind of look like a helmet though. Maybe that's the toughie there. Okay, yes, a shield here though is very good. We get another shield combined into that, and then we're able to spend our upgrade on the necklace for the enrage. I don't love it, but it's not bad. Please take this. Thank you. I'm losing my mind. Okay, good. There it is. I mean, you've shown it 3 times, and it's so it's very available for you to get that upgrade if you get any kind of luck going forward. You get one more copy of either. Now you have 2 different things too that you can find to get the upgrade for. So then get you 1 free upgrade onto this, and you're set. Okay. Rose Whip, not important now, but we can always reroll it. Wait, take that. We take those. No. Yes. Okay, I was gonna say, come on. It's taboo chest piece. Oh God. What happened? Oh, no, is it a shield? Okay, my bad. It's probably a shield. At which point, yeah, there's not a reason to switch those. I might consider keeping the shield there. Oh, nice. There you go. Perfect. I was gonna say I might consider keeping the Ribcage shield there because maybe you can swap it instead of the Thorns shield and then get a legendary Thorns item elsewhere. Because I'm pretty sure, does Thorns shield have regeneration? I think its regeneration is at least worse than like this thing's regeneration through the upgrades. So, but that's a little bit too inside baseball or whatever, a little bit too much. They're doing great. They're doing great here. This is a decent build for an end game. Okay. Yep. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, it works. You know, you can't fault them when it works. You take that shield there. I mean, yeah, might as well reroll it. Yep. Definitely reroll again. Their attack there. Yeah. Not only does the extra. There it is again. There's the shield. But I guess you don't care about it now. Fair enough. I mean, you got it maxed out. It's not going to happen anymore. When it's tier 2, you could, but... let's see. Now, where are we going here? Attacking these guys. Okay. And how close are we to... the Forge? Let's skip over to Forge. Or not Forge, but here. They chose the upgrade on the boots. I might have gone for the necklace because of the Enrage, but I think the boots are a fine call, too. Let's see. So they put wound, double wound. They have 2 more wounds, but they're going to hold it for the final boss, and that is very fair. And look at this. Look at the bludgeoning. Look at the bludgeoning right now. Every time they get bludgeoned, and then they take the bludgeoning damage. Boom, bludgeon damage, double bludgeon damage from subterfuge. It's fantastic. Okay. Now just a little bit more healing here, and there it is. Boss down. You have 1 more boss to go, but this build is, I mean, it's strong enough that this should be no problem. Okay. Wound. Second wound. Third wound. And acid, which does 30 extra damage because of the wound, and poison, which does 30 extra damage because of the wound. We have weakness on our enemy, and they got a barrier because these guys give barrier. That's fair enough. So they're popping the barrier first, and then they get bludgeoned and take the bludgeoning damage. It is working quite well here. Okay, down. Yeah, I mean, it's smooth, right? Smooth at the end. Clearly, we spent some time making the build, but it works at the end, and that's what matters. So, looking at this one, this is the first win here. I retimed it in DaVinci to get exactly the right time. 40 minutes, 23 seconds. Comparing that now, that is our first ever C5 submitted to a run that is almost under half the time. Submitted, a day later. This is by Half Painted Vocalist, who actually I've had a decent amount of chats in the Discord with, as well as in DMs. Actually, we're chatting about making some type of content together. But here we go.
We're good.
Also retimed this one already, but here we are. 22-minute, 50-ish seconds is their claim to fame here.
That's how it would start. I don't know how else it would do it.
Yeah, actually at the start there. So the way I went about it, maybe this is dumb because I'm not like experienced with speedrun stuff too well, but the actual exact start time is at the very end of where it said outer forest there. As soon as that's gone, because I just wanted to cut out as much of the non-playing time as possible. So instead of when you hit play, technically the first time you're able to ever interact with the game is right after outer forest there. There's a little bit of room there, but it's enough space to be safe. So that has been my play.
I'm trying to.
Okay. Take the hat. Nice. So do we go villager at all in this run? We'll see.
Gives me a better dodge chance.
That should be loud enough. Maybe I'll get a little more. You can hear their voice well enough.
Hold on to that for later.
Okay. All right. So right now we're sitting on...
Fired and I missed, and I fired and I missed. I missed both times. And then I fired and I missed.
Okay, so Executioner, emotional, and traps. You got to take Executioner there. I feel like that's the right call. Honestly, for Max, personally, I think Executioner you kind of always have to go for.
Just a pussy.
You know, sue me, but I think Executioner is the only skill that works for Max, personally. But I'd have to look through them and see if there's any that maybe could work as well.
Disappointing display on my...
With this build, well, I guess with this skill set, I should say, Executioner for sure. Then you take this guy here, Advanced Tactics, I believe it is, which makes it so your non-attack sources do double. And then I guess go counterattack. That'd be my play. You also have the dual wield at the end. I mean, dual wield at the end is crazy. Actually, their 3 skills here are all A or S tier skills. They're all like some of the best skills, maybe in the game in general. So dual wield lets you get 2 attacks if you're wearing 2 swords. Shield Master lets you take all of your armor and turn it in, or like not even turn it into, but have it also count as physical damage. So like your 20 armor right now would add 20 to your damage. If you get 40 at the end, 60 at the end, that's all going into damage, and you get to keep the armor as well. So it's not just it's not conversion. It's like, I don't know. It's adding it. It's crazy. And then lastly, arguably, a tough call, honestly, whether or not dual wielding, like which one of these is even the best. They're all up for contention here, but I think dual wielding is maybe the best. But One Dog Army is crazy because every time you attack a new enemy, it boosts your damage by 25%, which if there's 3 enemies in the boss fight, you attack all 3, you're getting 75% damage amp. And then if you kill the 2 allies and they summon 2 more allies, then you get another 50%. So now you're sitting at 150%. And then if you kill the 2 allies, you get another 2 allies, you're sitting at 200% damage amp. So the scaling up of this might honestly be better than either of these other 2, just depending on how fast you can beat the boss down. Not only that, though, like as if, I mean, of course, that's not enough. I mean, that would just be like, what, a casual skill where we get 200% damage amp in the first 3 turns or whatever, right? But no, it's got to be stronger than that. So you also get 1 extra barrier every time you attack a new enemy. So in the first turn, you've got 3 barriers. Second turn, you get another 2 barriers. Third turn, let's say you get another 2 barriers. So now you're sitting at 7 barriers gained in the course of a 3-turn fight. And then if, I mean, of course, that's not enough because, I mean, like what we're talking, it's a little damage amp here. I mean, come on, a little guard, like who needs that, you know? I'm pretty sure there's actually a 3rd boost from this, if I remember right. I'd have to double check that, but it's such a ridiculous skill. It might genuinely be the strongest single skill in the game. It's just that it's tier 3, so, you know, tier 1 skills are going to help you through the whole run, tier 3 only at the end, so kind of arguable, but it is. But let me, as we're looking at this here, it looks like they're going for a Legion build so far. Apologies, because I'm kind of getting derailed on this gosh dang single skill that is so broken. But I want to just, hold on. Where is, this would be plant him. And I'm going to search for, it is, oh, One Dog Army. It's in the dog mastery. Masteries, a dog. Let me scroll down to it. One Dog Army. It says, when you attack an enemy that hasn't yet been attacked this combat, gain 1 barrier. So every single new enemy attack that hasn't been attacked yet. 25% damage amp and restore 5 health. So on top of all of that, you're also restoring a meager 15 health turn 1, 10 health every other turn after that. So yeah, it's crazy. I usually don't like to say that skills are overpowered because I don't want to encourage at all like weakening skills. I like the idea of strengthening skills, buffs instead of nerfs for skills. In general in a game are better because I'm excited about this skill for that reason. Like, this makes me excited. So if you nerf this one, then I just have less to be excited about for the game. Not a good strategy, just my opinion. This is a little much. It's one of the strongest healing skills in the game. It is the strongest damage amplifying skill in the game, and it's the strongest barrier amplification. It's the strongest skill in like 3 categories, except maybe not healing, but still. Okay, anyway, I'm just throwing it out there. It's kind of crazy. The only thing arguably better is getting extra attacks, or I guess maybe conversion. Shield Master is probably the weakest of these. This depends on your build, though. Anyway, my derailing is over. Okay. We can live and move on from this wonderful skill. So right now we're sitting at 4 Legion, 2 Darkthorn, a very, very clean start. So Legion, as we know, it reduces enemies' damage to you, I think by 15% on tier 1, 30% tier 2, 45 tier 3, something like that. Which means right now you've got something like a 30% reduction to enemies' damage to you.
It's finding new ways to be in the way.
And then also it gives you enrage, or no, let's see. It gives you rage, so every beginning of the turn, I think they're getting
places where I can put it where it's not.
We're struggling to find a good spot for. We're starting to find a good spot for the speedrun timer.
Because I don't have enough stats.
So it gives you 4 rage at the beginning of every turn, and I believe, and it also gives you enrage from each of the items. At least the blue items, rare items and above have enrage guaranteed. You know that Valheim thingy? Kind of want to play it. I mean, Valheim thingy, like just the game in general. It's been around for a long enough time. Yeah, I remember Valheim. Okay, so exiting there and carrying forward. Darkthorn. Darkthorn gives you regeneration, and any amount of HP you regenerate does that amount of damage to enemies. You don't have to get the regeneration from Darkthorn for it to damage enemies, so if you can get lifesteal and you have Darkthorn, you will do the amount of damage you healed in damage from Darkthorn. There is also, not that we don't have it here, we can't complain about the skills we have here because genuinely this 3 skill set is just about as good as you're ever going to do in this game. Getting Executioner and Dual Wield at the same time, honestly, that's probably the way to do it. Anyway, no, so there is another skill that you could potentially take with Darkthorn that is interesting, which is Life Force, which allows you to have over max healing. So like any amount you heal when you have full HP goes into armor.
What's my damage?
A cool thing with that is I believe, I'm like 92% sure, that if you overheal with Darkthorn or with Lifesteal or anything like that, through Life Force, that armor that you're gaining, it counts as healing, and you're able to do that damage in Darkthorn. If you have 6 Darkthorn, the amount healed, the damage that you do from that is, I think is 3 times as much. Yeah. So whatever amount you heal, you damage 3 times as much. It's pretty ridiculous. Anyway. So that was a very close fight in terms of losing your first life, but as Maximilian, we have 2. There was no real danger there for that reason. It's a reason that Maximilian is potentially the best character for C5, where Shadow, I think, is by far and away the best character for C0. In my opinion, okay? And I'd love to see someone take Maximilian and crush my time on C0, but I don't think it would happen because Shadow's damage and, more importantly, Shadow's items that it gains from golden chests are just too strong. I think maybe there's a little potential for someone like Liz to do better, though, even on C0. Like, vaguely possible just because the boss rewards are stronger or upgraded automatically. So guaranteeing an upgrade on a mythic or on a legendary is pretty cool, I'll admit. But anyway, we're sitting at now two Darkthorn. We chose Darkthorn and Ironclad so we could have 2 Darkthorn, 2 Ironclad, activate both sets and keep our Legion. It's a good play. It's a good play. I'd love to have a legendary hero's sword here instead of the shield, but you take what you're given. And honestly, I mean, if you do Shield Master late game, like, that's an option. You could go for full shield if you chose. I prefer damage over shielding almost always, but that's because min-maxing, I mean, that's the name of the game with speedrunning. But actually, this is, I believe, this person's first, which is, I think, very impressive. Their first C5 win. They decided to try speedrunning while doing it. And they're making decisions very quickly for someone who's never played C5 before. It's pretty impressive. But here we go. So they've maxed out the boots. That's a good thing. Their enrage sitting at 6. Their thorns at 17. Good damage from that, and it'll do nice with advanced tactics. But actually, it looks like they also have adrenaline. I think adrenaline's a mid-tier skill, if I remember right. But at least it could do some numbers with Executioner if you, instead of going Shield Master, went for one of the other 2. Let me double check what
I'd love a weapon that hits harder than a fucking tube of toothpaste.
They're freaking out, guys. I apologize. I've got the timer, my own timer sitting up here. Let me close that out. And there's their face. Look, there you have it. Let's scroll down here. What was adrenaline? Adrenaline gives 40% damage amp, but losing 8% at the end of each round. I kind of think adrenaline here could have a chance instead of advanced tactics, because if you go for big damage with Executioner, if you're able to kill one enemy, you're able to kill another enemy, and then another enemy. You just clear out the entire field. So I'd personally probably go Executioner into adrenaline into dual wield here for maximizing just pure damage. But again, that's because I'm a damage junkie who doesn't know how to survive in C5 clearly.
The best thing to trash.
Remember we were talking about when we can play. It's like you're down. I'm ready anytime. Yeah, I don't know. Right now I'm doing like Overlooting October, and I've also on the side of that got Clover Pit I'm trying to focus on, and like some of these speedrunning things, and Ball Pit is coming out. So yeah, I don't know.
A little bit more max health to work with.
But I hear you. I hear you. That character had 3 out of 38 health just now and had a full health bar. There's some weird stuff that can go on. Your character can attack again with Executioner and hit them before they spawn, and apparently do some funny things with their health. Okay, we chose the Legendary Shield upgrade. Again, if we're going for Shield Master, that's totally fair. But I might prefer to take Dual Wield, and Dual Wield means no shield, or take One Dog Army, at which point it's more acceptable. But are you really going to go for extra guard from One Dog Army instead of extra damage by swapping this sword into this position instead? That I don't know. I guess we'll see. I would... okay, fair enough. I mean... Okay, tough call here. I would have maybe put the damage amp ring on, but the damage amp you gain from Legion Ring is actually pretty bad. You'd really mostly be just relying on Legion 6. But we just got the chest piece here. We do 3 and 2. 3 and 2 and 4. Okay, you just need one more Ironclad here to make it workable, or you need to find the Legendary Sword, put that on, and swap fully into Legion, because Legion can be very strong. It's a defensible and an offensive build, so I would stick Legion, but again, it's very aggressive. It might not be a good call. You have dual wield. You have dual wield and One Dog Army. Dual wield. I would do dual wield with Legion, and I would do that through until you get to the boss, and then I would swap from that to One Dog Army and swap back on my shield, because I think you need a little more defensibility there, and you need a little bit more damage amp over time there, where like dual wield is immediately going to increase your damage substantially. Because because it gives you 1 extra attack, assuming you have 2 weapons on. So
I never see the legendary.
So very good against regular enemies with Executioner. You just clear through all of them at once, but a little bit less good. A little bit less good if you are if you're fighting the boss, because you just really can't clear through it that way. Not terrible because you can fight their minions, but yeah, I feel like it's still better to have defensibility or amplification over time.
Thorn strats would be great.
Yeah. I think what we're struggling with right here, and to remind, this is their first C5 run, so like I swear I am not criticizing. This is really good. But I think we're struggling with right here in my mind is like direction. Which direction are we pushing? Are we pushing for damage or pushing for defensibility? Because like
more region to work off.
Honestly,
at least to have like
in that position, you could combine the 2 iron metals. You have a really good iron possibility there, and the barriers are kind of more important than the armor. So what should be happening here is that we're trying to find a way. Like for example, you take the 2 iron things, you combine those, you put the iron thing in place of you put the iron amulet in place of the Legion amulet, and you're given. Because combining them, you're giving 2 extra guards at the beginning of the turn or round. So 2 extra guards instead of the regeneration from this, because you already have regeneration from Darkthorn 3. So yeah, put that on and then swap off this helmet for the helmet we got earlier, the Legion helmet, because now we got 5. We maintained 4 Legion and we have a better ironclad. That's my take in this position, but whatever. I mean, we're well past that at this point. But that's what I might have done instead there. Taking a dagger, and this is good enough that I don't feel too bad saying like here's what I would do instead, because I mean we're just above 20. Like it's arguable, and someone else could have a different position, and it's a very solid run. In terms of being competitive, we take Cursed Shield. Sure, I guess it's a.
I'm concerned about like the strength of this.
Okay. Yep. Max out the shield. I mean, at this point, you kind of have to, I suppose.
Because I can just execution off the growing flowers.
Execution off the growing flowers. Yeah. But will you have enough damage to do that? You've got a shield, and you've only got 1 weapon on right now, and you've only got 4 Legion instead of 6. It's gonna be harder.
Visual errors.
But it can still happen. I mean, yeah, it's still happening. The problem is that they're getting killed by your advanced tactics on your not your turn, which is meaning that you're not actually getting the 1 extra attack because you're not the one killing them half the time. Like, I mean, you are the one killing them, but it's not on your turn, so you're not getting the extra attack. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works, because I have wondered before, like, okay, if I choose a build that's kind of this defensible and like slightly kind of countering build and also have damage, do I get my extra attack from Executioner? No, because you didn't attack to kill them. You either countered. I mean, if you counter, actually, think you get the extra attack. It's just if you kill through poison or thorns or counter damage from
I maybe should have taken this
from Ironclad. Okay, we took Ironclad, so we're now up to 4. I would really remove all your current Ironclad. None of it's helping. I would say just having 2 Ironclad giving you the extra barrier is sweet, and then but it'll do well against the boss, I guess, the Ironclad. But that 6 Legion is going to give you a big boost to your rage. Maybe that's the wrong call too. Like, you could instead go for... You gotta get a Mythic, actually. And there you have it, actually. They do have the Mythic here. This is the better option. You don't need the Ironclad that much, but this Mythic is gonna help you against the boss. Okay. We're getting shown a lot of really, really powerful Darkthorn items, but they're just not that useful right now. And you're not going to get Life Force, so it doesn't matter. I'm so curious. I'm, like, edge of my seat right now about whether or not they're going to... Like, which one of these 3? These are all great options. There's no universe they take the Shield Master. Although actually, you know what? The 46 damage, 46 boost to your damage might genuinely be stronger, because right now you only got 8 to 13. Like, your damage right now is so bad that a dual... Like, I mean, actually, you can't take dual wield because you've maxed out this shield. You could take One Dug Army. So it's got to be between Shield Master and One Dug Army now. Fair. What do you take? Shield Master? I think that is a fair call. At first I was like that you couldn't take that one, but now I'm like, no, the one you really can't take, unfortunately, is dual wield, despite its power. Just because you have a maxed out shield there. And maybe fair enough. Like, the defensibility from that shield is probably pretty high. I don't know how much armor it gives, but sitting at 46, that's gonna help with damage a lot. Okay, taking poison. Let's see how much damage they do with a single attack. 59. Okay, so the 46 plus they must have 8 to 13 on their own, and there's no other amplification they're getting right now.
Tower shield.
Okay. Tower shield. You know what? Tower shield instead of your sword, and an iron medal instead of your necklace is the play here.
I get rage on.
Yeah, you have to, right? That's so far the play right now, because you took Shield Master, which means you're very into defensibility. You don't need the regeneration from this because you already get it from Darkthorn. You don't want to be taking damage anyway, so who cares about this regeneration? Take this, put this on, gets you an extra however much in armor and in damage. Yeah, I think that's the play.
That helmet on.
And then take this for your extra barriers, because you're basically, yeah, we're saying I don't want to take damage. Honestly, you don't even really need Darkthorn, but keep it on anyway.
But if I had
the extra thorns,
champion ring, I could.
Okay. We're popping that down. We're taking. Okay. We're taking. Yeah, that's good. Give you extra rage, extra damage. Yeah, I don't see another better option. Where do we go here? We skip around there. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so serious about it because we're getting the final stages, and it's actually like the build is actually with Shield Master. I don't think that's what's going to happen, is that we're going to put the shield on, but I think it is the right play because you have enough right now to have 6 Ironclad and then just keep your only 2 Legion. Legion's damage reduction is really good, but that one. Yep, that's the right play. Yeah. I mean, I suppose personally what I would do is I would put the shield on and then upgrade the shield with that instead, but you could manage to get a free upgrade for the shield on the way to the final shrine, at which point you get your free upgrade, you put that on, then you upgrade it again, so now you've chosen to have level 3 and level 3 instead of having a level 2 and then a level 3 and then keeping this at level 2. So overall, it probably better. Yeah, probably better to go upgrade there. It just depends on whether or not you can find the Ironclad shield. Because yeah, like I think there's a temptation to want to have a weapon right now, but a weapon doesn't help you. Oh, nice. Yes, you do switch over. That's so interesting. Accidentally, I guess, throughout the upgrade for this earlier. At the time, that's what I was wondering, because I was like, this is actually kind of crazy. Oh, you got the sword. That is interesting. Do you take... Oh, no. Okay. Well, this is what they're doing, but like, ideally, do you take sword here, or do you put on the shield instead? Got lucky on the upgrade to the sword. But like, if you have the shield, whatever amount of armor it gives you is being turned also into physical damage to get both. Is that better, or does the sword have so much more damage than the shield has armor that converts the damage that the sword is still worth it for time?
Gives me...
I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, perfect upgrade. Upgrade your sword to max though for sure at last shrine, unless you find a single sword. No, I think you just always upgrade the sword here.
Simply
at shrine. What do you got from the chest?
I'm just being fucking carried.
Roll it. Yep. Okay, tower shield. Yeah, I'm guessing tower shield because it gives guard, probably doesn't give that much armor. So maybe sword is the right call. It probably does way more damage for that reason. Oh, damage amp is going up like crazy because of the mythic. Perfect. Yeah, you needed a solution. That the helmet there is like so perfect because unfortunately, despite having decent damage, you need to get around 100 at least, I think. And this is C5, so probably more than 100 to there you go. Yeah, to even really have a hope. So this is boosting up like 200 on second attack. That's pretty strong. I mean, at this point, I feel like I mean, I mentioned in their chat on a run pretty recently, clicking simulator, and what I meant by it was that like now you're literally just clicking them and then clicking skip, clicking them, skip, clicking skip. You're no strategy, no like what do I want to take, not want to take. You don't want to take anything. You're just clicking. That's what I got into habit of in the late games. It's just kind of how I play, because assuming I have a set build, there's no reason to really upgrade beyond. Now, it is possible they get an upgrade to the chest piece, but do you upgrade sword here, or is there any reason to upgrade the helmet? Because mythics have better stats than weapons than legendaries, by enough that upgrading the mythic can be pretty powerful. And they already have one sword. I think, assuming you find either a sword or a chest piece, you upgrade the hat. Is that right? No. Assuming you find a sword, you upgrade the hat. Otherwise, you upgrade the sword. There's your chest piece. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, you just find that other sword and then get to upgrade the helm of whatever it is, corruption or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, whatever. No big deal. Okay.
I want to upgrade.
Armor sitting at 67, which is boosting your damage by 67, and then you also have the sword. This is going very, very well. Upgrade the sword. Yep. Yeah, it has to be. Normally, you would upgrade the helm if you had any more combat left, but there's no more combat in order for you to find the sword. So, is what it is. We upgrade sword.
I mean, the longer the fight goes on.
Yep. Longer the fight goes on, the stronger you get.
Good.
Very good. Now listen to this.
And I can at least execute. That was so fast. Oh wait, never mind.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, doesn't know that there's a second fight because, again, first Corruption 5, we're like, okay, that's it. It's over.
I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, so funny. Anyway, okay, and then immediately your win, though. I mean, you're already so boosted. You're already so powerful.
No idea what that time was.
No idea what the time was. Yeah, and it was, they said 2250-ish. I timed it at 2248. 29.
That time was fucked. That's still timeable. We'll see.
Let's see the post run thoughts here. We get a screenshot for the Discord. Gotta have it. You just gotta have it. I don't think I've ever posted. Maybe I should be posting my run and screenshots. It's cool. I mean, I think there being a community and people like chatting and being very public, like, here, I did this thing. Oh, this is fun. This is a cool element. It's very important, and I think that's an element that I could get into the habit of
on Steam.
Engaging with more. Take it.
Actually gonna show
there's your screenshot. Oh, it doesn't save it. It doesn't screenshotting save it into your screenshot section of your File Explorer. I don't know. Maybe screenshotting saves it. Maybe there's like a way to screenshot it to Steam and then take that. But anyway, rambling about these things. Surprise, surprise, though. That 22-minute 48-second, which was like you saw, I mean, fast and smooth. They said first ever C5 run, not just speed running it. So I had no clue there was another boss and split early. Should be about 2250. Sorry for that, but I like the run. And of course, yeah, no worries on timer. Yeah, I mean, like I retime anyway because like I want to be as exact as possible, especially for like the top times, especially as well because it's there's a prize, cash prize, whatever with it. I want it to make sure there's no ambiguity, but. Not only did they get this crazy time, they ran it again, and they got something around 19 minutes. Okay, and I don't know exactly where. And so today, let's pop this open, and you will see the. I did just say inside baseball earlier. You'll see the inside baseball of how I do this and what it looks like. And it mostly we're just going to be watching it. I'm just going to add. So let's see. Open this one up. And I'm going to go to a new first place. So this is going to be, let's rename this to third, this to second, because we now have a new first place time in Overlooting. Grab in here, pop this open, File Explorer, Documents, YouTube, new OBS. I recorded right before starting this. I should just download it. There are ways to download YouTube videos. But I'm lazy. I'm lazy in a way that it takes more time. Is that crazy? But that is kind of how laziness works. I'm going to go ahead and take this, throw it into here. I did record their run. Throw it into here. And let's do... Okay, start. I'm going to go... Hold on. Stop here. Outer Forest. Right on the frame where it's gone. Let's grab you. Control-C. Control-V. Actually, well, whatever. Let's go to right on the frame where it's gone. Lower this down a little, more than a little. Right. Right around there. Okay. Cut here. Backspace there. Second place. Grab this. Timeline. Paste here. And here we go. We get to watch and find out what their time was with an actual timer on the screen all the way through. All right, here we go.
Time. Thank you. And go. This is what I've been describing as a roguelite roguelite inventory management game.
And so vocalists here actually up
through
their
worlds,
audio relative to the game, and it does sound leaps and bounds better, leagues better.
Your build as strong as it can be.
And we'll get to we'll get a little bit more commentary live as well from the runner.
Okay, I was gonna say, wait, should I instantly reset this run? No.
Yeah, the instant resets. I've done so many instant resets on Shadow. I mentioned in the Discord like 50 resets.
Boots and just pieces.
It does get crazy if you don't get the right build. I mean, you have a good executioner there though, so you're probably good.
Running the hardest difficulty for a little competition that's going on.
And for this one, I actually have not seen any element of this. So the last one I was kind of chatting about. I was like, oh, excited for this moment, that moment, a little bit, but I tried to like not watch all of it just so I could have a fun experience. I have not seen any of this yet. This was submitted last night or just sometime yesterday. so I waited, and I felt, oh, I wanted to I want to time it and put it up, and like, okay, you're done. Vocalist was like, you could put in my time, I'm just saying, just kidding. But actually, maybe a little bit actually, like I want to see myself at the top of that leaderboard with a new time. Here it is. Okay, we're doing it today. But I had to hold myself back. Okay, from timing it, because I want to see live how it actually goes. What was the set? Because if this is sub 19,
yeah, reset this. I wasn't the happiest with this skill tree.
If this is sub 19, then that is, that's good. Okay, let's just, apparently there's a reset in here. What? Okay, hold on. No biggie. Let me just double check that there's no more resets. Okay, all right. Okay, unexpected. Let's go. Okay, let's cut here. Backspace, drag it back. Why you in DaVinci? Because I have not timed this run. This is a new run that was just submitted last night, and so I am. Oh my goodness! So I am I'm timing it and showing it and seeing it all for the first time live. Let's scoot it to roll here and right to where it is. Outer Forest. There should be right. Okay. And then extend it back. Fantastic. Okay. Actual run here, apparently.
Okay.
Wait, no executioner though. So that was a bait and switch. Executioner not used in fastest C5 run.
Tactics is here. I'm gonna really throttle onto a Thorns build.
Crazy. Can I
crap.
Yeah, I want some. Is there a way I can oh well. Okay. Okay. Let me. I feel like there's a way to close these things.
To get my sets rolling so that I get better bonuses than just whatever the gear says it does. And a little bit of thorns.
Maybe, for the sake of it, if this is like a lot visually going on, maybe in DaVinci we can watch it. I'll watch it this way, okay? I'll skip to where I just was, and then we'll just time it after. All right. Okay. So like right around somewhere in here. Okay. Gosh dang it. Is it? Okay. Oh wait, what did they? Hold on. What did they get from well? Did they go to well already? No, I think we're still on our way to. Okay. On our way to well still. We just passed well. I got to see well real quick.
Going on.
I'm curious.
Make the NPCs.
Where is well? They must have chosen well so quickly.
Project.
Okay. What was the first skill we chose? So first skill, we take regen, which means we're going for. I think they're going for thorns. I know thorns is a big thing for vocalists. They're big thorns fan. I tend to not be, but I respect it. I respect it. And it's consistent. It is a consistent thing, a more consistent thing than going all attack.
I guess Maximilian, who's the dog on the left, who's me, does kind of look like the.
Okay.
There's like some texture packs that make the NPCs animals. It's very cute.
Weird.
This game came out.
Weird to not use. Yeah, the bait and switch is crazy. Weird to not use.
About the time of release.
Executioner. And I was so sure that would be a winning round. But it is. Executioner. I think early on is not as broken. You have to get to the point where your damage is so high that you can just push through enemies, and then Executioner becomes crazy.
Probably be doing this.
Speeds it up a lot. But consistency-wise, regen is pretty good.
All month.
We do take the Ironclad sword here, which feels good. Because Ironclad is Legion and Ironclad are both fantastic there. This guy decided to Speedrun because they saw your competition. Yeah. In the Discord for the game, I was I had sent a thing in there, and then they had mentioned that they were doing. They were the only. I think they said they're the only person who was streaming the game at the time, and I was like, well, hey, if it helps, so I stream the game just about every day, and there's a competition running right now. I didn't even say it was mine. Okay, I did. I was tricky. I said there's a competition going on. Crazy thing. Who might be running that? Anyway, they decided to give it a try. I think one person said that they really enjoyed the game and they like money, so hey, why not? Let's give it a go. And that was the first person to submit their run. And then this person, when I mentioned, hey, there's a run going on, you might as well. They were like, okay, yeah, and apparently they like speedrunning in the first place, so it panned out. Okay. And what are they going for here? They've got a lot of ironclad that they're sort of sitting on for now, but holding on to villager. I like that because I think last time villager was not a central thing as much in area 1, and I tend to think villager, the odds boosting you gain from luck and from the set is really good area 1. It doesn't matter so much after that, but very good area 1. Okay, throw in. Yep, we got ourselves 1 rare. Three rares. We turn all 3 rares into an epic, and now you get an ironclad epic. Actually, based on the way that they seem to be building so far, ironclad epic seems like a good one. It gives you a little bit of thorns, and of course is of the ironclad set. So I think the play is at the boss. We switch to the ironclad chest piece and the boots for some pretty big counter damage and some great defense.
That's how I have bludgeoning. Never mind.
But for now, we gotta hold strong. Not for much longer though. Not for much longer. I mean, you're in the end stages already of holding strong with villager. Like once you have some epics, maybe get 2 more. If you can get 2 more epics before the forge, you get 1 legendary. I think you just stop using. Okay, interesting. I think you just stop using. I'm so anti-shield, man. I'm so anti-shield. I'm a brainlet or whatever. I can't help myself.
Above 50.
I hate shield. Anyway, no, but you just swap off villager. There's no reason to wear villager.
Maximilian has 1
for much longer.
Do it.
Are we going for combining those 3 in order to get maybe take shield because it's a blue, and we're combining those 3 in order to get 1 more epic and then go straight to legendary? It's a risky play because you have. But honestly, I mean, how good is the chest piece? How good is the ring? I think that's what I would do. I think that's what I would do. Is I would go legendary here and hope for the best. And if you get the best, then you're pretty well set. And if you don't, you still have a legendary. I mean, who can complain? Okay, down they go. The only problem would be against the boss. I think you're a little screwed if you go that route. So maybe not. Yes, good, nice. No. I mean, that's fine. I can't help myself. Okay, guys, dang it, I hate shield. It's actually not too bad. It's actually not too bad of a call. I just hate shields. Okay, I can't. Okay, yes, we swapped to that, and the helmet. We don't have a helmet. We swapped to the Legion helmet. I mean, sure. And then you put on the ironclad boots, and you're sitting at. Yep, and the boots. Yep. We're sitting at 4 and 2, and 4 and 2 is fantastic.
It might be physically stronger in damage, but it is worse.
I would go for a legendary here. Combine 3. Oh, nope. Okay, I would combine personally. I would combine 3 of those, and I would take that. Godforsaken ring, and I would combine it too. Okay, I hate Legion ring. It's my least favorite Legion item. Because it just gives damage amp, and it's so little damage amp. Like, I don't know, it's okay. You hate shields, don't play Ronin in Brawl. Yeah.
5 to 10
I mean,
at minimum. And
shields are a coward's way in, I guess. Okay, no, not really. But actually, you know, you have a tier 4 shield to get some thorns. I think in area 1 that's okay, but I think you need a legendary. You need a legendary sword, and you just slash the enemies down, hack and slash.
Majority of the things I'm grabbing, I never plan on equipping.
Because imagine you get legendary sword area 1, and you take every opportunity to upgrade it at shrines.
So it's worth just doing.
And you're just
because there's no real reason not to.
You're just hold at that point. Like what can stand up to a legendary maxed out sword in area 1 and 2? You plow through them. I don't know. That's
outside of just tossing things in the trash. There's no real way to reduce things out of my inventory.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We heal. Take damage. We break them on the thorns. We take Ironclad Legion. That's smooth. Ironclad Legion. For it's a classic demo build. The strongest demo build in the game was Ironclad Legion. For C5, it's probably also fairly consistent.
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah. Okay.
Just called me.
I can't disagree. It's pretty good. And I think more Ironclad than Legion. That's interesting. You need find a necklace. Find a necklace, and you'll get your 6 Ironclad. You could actually do some pretty competitive damage at that point. Okay.
I can replace mine.
And we'll get exact time at the end. Like they've got a timer right now. I suppose for the sake of it, I will scoot myself a little over.
I don't know why I grabbed that.
Like here. And yeah, they've got a timer going right now, sitting at 7 minutes and some odd. They got a 6:48 for the first area. Okay. And let's see. Okay. So not bad. So not a bad start.
Consumed, so I don't know.
Let's see.
Why wouldn't I have consumed it?
But what was I going to say? But I will retime it at the end. I'll show, and that should be easy. Just skip to the spot, and then it'll say exactly what the time is, and I'll cut there, and we'll see what it is precisely. But something around where they're at right now. It is pretty close to accurate, I'm sure. Let's find out. Advanced tactics. So we are going advanced tactics again. Instead of more like active fighting, we're going for the counter damage. Actually, not too bad though. We're doubling. If we double the damage of Ironclad's counter effect, Ironclad at 6, I believe, is 8% damage. So every time you get attacked, you do 16% of their health in counter because you're doubling non-attack damage with advanced tactics. So 16% of their health. You just need to be attacked like 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, a few times to beat them with that, and then you do a little extra damage with your own weapons as well as you can. It's not a bad play.
Reason to do that, but
are we going faceless right now?
For this month, I would probably only really be playing this game. There it is. For this month, went down this rabbit hole.
Now
doing
what month might you call that?
Quest
is it Overlooting October? Gosh dang it, yes.
And I have been playing some Soulstone Survivors.
Yes, it's Overlooting October. You know it is. All right, where are we going from here? Take hard path. I always take easy path in speedruns, but it's weird. It's weird because I always thought I wouldn't, but I think the loot that you get, the extra strength loot that you get, like look at that. I mean, you get rares half the time anyway. Like what? I mean, not rares, but epics. Like you get rares and epics half the time anyway. Why take hard path? It just takes a lot longer, and the advantage for whatever reason seems so small. I can get like normally when I take easy path in area 2, I do get an epic from most of the combats, and I'd much rather just have the easier. Ooh, could have taken the sword there, got a tier 3 sword, but maybe I'm crazy. Upgrade a legendary. Yeah, that's a fair play. Always a fair play. I think it's interesting because I think tier 3s are like usually pretty crazy, but you can always upgrade a legendary. Could get a free upgrade to it though, and then use the. But I don't know. I think it's fair either way. Okay, attack there, and yeah, like the damage is getting crazy. Now here's another thing too. And this is a really smart play, or a really smart aspect of this, is by getting faceless. If you can get one more faceless, you'll get a big boost to damage amp. Currently sitting at 80% damage amp without it, and then you get because of the mask. The mask gives huge damage amp. Get one more faceless, you get an additional 80%, I think, putting you up to 160% damage amp. So you're currently doubling from 8% counter if you get 6 Ironclad up to 16%, and then if you get roughly 200% damage amplification. That's basically
like the math
3 times the damage, which is instead of 16% counter damage, you will be doing 30, 42, 48% damage, which means only 2 hits from the enemy guarantees they die. So against a boss, you literally insta-kill the boss, assuming you get doubling counter attack, 6 of this, you get the mask with the damage amp, and you get 3 faceless. So actually in a very interesting position here to make an unstoppably, insanely strong build that might actually be stronger than anything I've ever made. That's crazy. In theory, okay, in theory. That's just me brain blasting right now, okay? But the percentage of enemy HP damage options are almost always more interesting for their maximum potential damage. Wow, that's really strong. Is there a tier 1 skill that could pair with this doubling, or a tier 3 that could make it so that that's even better? Because right now we are sitting again 160%. Ironclad is currently doing, I think, 6% of enemy HP.
Similar
let's say.
to,
I think it is. I think it's 4% and then 6 and then 8. So let's say it's 6. 6% of damage.
Symbols. If you're wearing a bunch of the same.
Is it possible for me to?
Of my gear.
There. Okay. 3%, 6%, 10%. Holy God. Oh my goodness. 10%? Okay. 6 Ironclad, you get 10% of max health of enemy taken in damage when they attack you. Double that using this. You're sitting at 20%. Double that, triple that. If you can get 200% damage amp, triple that. So 60% of enemy HP when they attack you, guaranteeing a 2 hits to yourself kill on the enemy.
Symbols.
What?
If you're wearing a bunch of the same type of gear.
What can you do? Is there anything else you can do?
Shield are all Ironclad, and then
think about this
from it from the boss.
Is there anything else you can do to accelerate that even more? I don't think there's any universe where they one pop always kill themselves on you, but against a boss, the amount of damage that is so insane.
Guards are lost.
Oh, so I'm not equipping the math on that's wild. I've never even thought about that. And this is the big deal, right? It's like originally I was doing speedruns of C0 and trying a bunch of different things, and then mainly focusing one route, and then really focusing that route, and getting to a spot in it that I felt good enough to like share and try to push down to sub 10 minute whatever. Like these are all good things, but I think by seeing other people play and how they go about it and thinking about, okay, where could you build from here? Like this is a build that I wouldn't really go for, but let's say you did, and now they're in this position that I wouldn't get in because I wouldn't try to get into it. And okay, well then what would happen next? Oh wait,
the house or a helmet.
Whoa, you know, it's just brain blast time. You know, that is so strong.
More damage.
I wonder how they're going to go about it. I don't think you even need to do that though. Like
you're just basically most of the kits here
right now at 6%. 6% is being doubled to 12%. 12% is being amplified to
RPG.
Let's see, wait, no, 6% is being doubled to 12%. 12% is being tripled.
I love thorns.
To 36%. So every time that they get attacked, they do counter damage of 36%. Right now, funnily enough, Vocalist, I believe, thinks that they're doing this through thorns. It is not thorns. It's ironclad, which is crazy. It's crazy that it's ironclad because that's so much damage. Oh, that's so much damage. Oh my gosh. Wow. It makes me want to speedrun, okay, but I can't do it. I gotta wait. But I will definitely. If you're watching after that Vocalist, does that make sense to you? Like that is so strong. That is so strong. Like I've never, yeah. Because so here's the reason that this is something that's interesting to me, or like something like when I see this, I'm like, wait a second, it's got to be the ironclad, and here's how it could work.
Basically,
is because in Endless there is a stun counter build basically where the stun does a certain portion of the enemy's health in damage. And so like when they stun and then it breaks and then taboo, it does like 5% or something like that, and then that 5% is being amplified by all your damage amp, and then the amount ends up being so much that it could technically insta-kill an enemy. Ironclad's technically it's got even stronger damage enemy HP percentage. So like I'm looking at that, I'm like what that do? That's so ridiculous. I wonder. I don't know, man. Like maybe it's too hard to find this build that like all the things that I'm talking about here are like they're just not practical. Like you have it right here, and I feel like you could get it again. And if you get advanced tactics to double it, and then you get damage amp, I mean,
Minecraft is such an RNG fest.
Minecraft is for the speedruns. I have not really tried it. I think Dream always had good RNG if I remember right. But personally, I've never gone for it myself. Okay, we take some potions here. We swap them around a little bit, and we've got an extra life right now. And oh my goodness, the damage is crazy. Oh, anyway. Are you getting a little more damage in from that? I mean, I suppose it's worth it. I honestly, like, every little bit extra you get now is probably less important than just getting to that 200 some odd. But now that you're there, yeah, it's so powerful.
Ferrari actually has a progression system.
Oh my goodness. Yep. Yep. Okay, I was gonna say, are we not taking that? Okay. I guess fair enough if not. Because again, like it is a Legion item. But the enrage, none of it's gonna matter except for your counter damage right now. All of the damage that you're doing basically comes from what Ironclad is doing with advanced tactics damage amp. And it is so strong. It's so strong. Like, I think you're still under threat to an extent because you have no healing at all. But like your damage is wild. Also, your armor is crazy.
It's just not my cup of tea.
Okay. Holy. Take shrine on the.
Ooh, I don't have anything
on the shield. Wait, do you have? Oh, wait, do you have regeneration? Oh, you don't have. Oh, you have 4 regeneration. Okay, I was gonna say like, where's that coming from? Yeah, I would upgrade the shield there because just you having more defensibility. Like the healing is always temporary. I never take healing, but again, that's because my brain is broken and I just can't handle taking things that would help me unless they help me kill enemies faster. But okay, we go for forge. We combine.
I have nothing to toss.
Sure. I mean, honestly, you could always skip if you have nothing to toss for. But fair. Oh, unfortunately, yeah. Imagine though.
I just need like a Ring of the Chosen one.
Imagine you do this with Shadow and you have 2 of the masks, and then you fill outside of that with Ironclad.
Speak of the devil on.
And what you could do is you could have technically you could have 3 of the masks. The odds of that are crazy. It wouldn't happen. I'm coping or whatever. But you could have 3 of the masks. You could have 2 of the shields of Ironclad. You could have the Ironclad amulet, and let's see. Or is there a way to go like?
I'm not gonna equip that.
This is already a good build in terms of getting Ironclad and Faceless for free. So yeah.
This build only gets better and better.
Let's see. We're 208%, but I think it would be. What would be better? Yeah, I think the Legion is kind of a waste here. Like, it'd be better to have the shield on for the sake of extra guard, because again, all the damage is being done through Ironclad right now.
Oh crap! More potions.
Okay. Yep. Fair.
I should have dropped.
Yeah, it's always a tough thing with potions. Like, I always take them, but I have to like filter things out, and potions can help. But healing right now, potion is kind of the only thing I don't see you caring about. I hope nothing goes on here that makes this build suddenly not have its broken status, because the power right now from Ironclad is so insane. If you could get 6 Ironclad right now, you'd be through the roof, but you'd have to find the Ironclad necklace and the Ironclad. You already have the shield, so that's what I would do if you could.
To equip that.
Just find the necklace, swap the 2, and then you will be unstoppable.
If I'm able to upgrade to scaled,
okay.
Yeah, barb breastplate, I'd be able to get use out of it.
Yeah, fair. Oh my goodness. All right, realize that semolina porridge is not just sugar, and it's actually healthy. Oh yeah. There's a lot of things I feel the same way about, by the way.
But it's not.
I think with salad, for example, whenever I eat salad, I put on, because I don't like vinaigrette really or anything like that, so I'll put on olive oil, like extra virgin olive oil, whatever, and it tastes like butter. Like, it tastes like, not like butter, but like it's like smooth and consistency wise, it's like butter, and
he's really hard. Trust me.
And so I'm always like, like this, it feels like it's got to be bad for me, but it's actually really good for you. And I'm like, how is that possible?
Fight and then just
like,
take
crazy
for the rest. Still him down, but
oh my goodness, the power behind the Ironclad right now is so ridiculous. Look at that! Look at that! Look, that's literally all Ironclad that just did that.
Oh my god, it's a massacre! Time.
Nicely done. I mean, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Baby.
Okay,
I just cut down the record by 6 minutes. Actually, it was 4. I miscounted.
Fair enough. Hey, listen, fair enough. 1858. Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice run.
Hell yeah, baby.
Let's see what the post-run thoughts are, if any. We took a screenshot. We're probably just posting that in, but fair enough. I mean, it's a good thing to, it's a good thing to encourage. More people should, do that, including myself.
19 minutes. Oh, yeah. This is awesome.
Nice. Okay. So, and that is, let's see what this time was. Let's see the exact time. Imagine it's over 19. That'd be so upsetting. But no, it's not. I mean, look at this.
Massacre.
Okay, so let's go to the exact spot where there's no health bar left on the screen. Neither the bottom health bar nor an enemy health bar. That's right here.
I'm actually going
1854.44. Nice. Let's go back to here, and we do where to do 1854.44. We go to this. We go to edit run. 1854.44. There it is. Very nice. And we do, okay, nice, automatically verify run, and that should be everything. Congratulations to the vocalists with your fantastic picture for it on an 1854.44, the current record for Overlooting C5. If you want to give it a try for yourselves, try to beat that time. Try to beat my time in C0 as well. There is if you go to news here, there is a prize pool involved, so you're certainly welcome to compete for that. If you just want to get your time up there and see how you do and where you might land as well, I encourage it. I'd love to see more people giving the game a go. I love Overlooting running. I actually, personally, I was like, this is so fun. Like, I'd love to see more people give it a try. People beat my time, and people to just try it in general. And that's a large part, really the main part of why I decided to run this competition. And funny enough, without my prompting, okay, outside of just suggesting it, like, oh, hey, maybe give it a try. The vocalist not only submitted a run, but mentioned that they want to do more. They want to keep pushing the run. It's a lot of fun. They're enjoying it. And it was like, okay, fantastic. Like, it's not just me. I'm not crazy. This game actually is fun to speedrun. So give it a try yourself. But okay, I'm going to end off here in terms of YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, this competition will continue the entire month. I will do more recaps like this, one every week on Wednesday. Tomorrow, we're doing a new challenge that I've come up with. I've got four unique challenges for the game coming up. So if you're wanting to see those and you want to see more on Overlooting, stick around. Subscribe, follow, you know what to do. All right. See you next one, YouTube.